Okay, in 3.0, we are going to solve inequalities. Okay, when you solve inequalities for the number line, we just solve them like a normal equation. We only have to be careful that we don't mess up our inequality. And today we will not divide or multiply by a negative value. We'll worry about that next time. Okay, so we're going to solve the inequality, and then we're going to graph the solution on the number line. Okay, so let's look at this. Okay, it says 2x plus 8 is greater than 14. I'm going to solve it just like there's an equal sign there, but I'm going to make sure I keep that symbol the same and I don't switch the order of the equation. So I'm going to cancel the plus 8 by minusing 8. Bring down the 2x, and I'm going to bring down that symbol exactly as it looks. 14 minus 8 is 6. Okay, I'll divide by 2. Bring down the x, bring down the inequality. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So if it just told me to solve, I would be done here. Because it's asking me to do a number line, I'm going to make sure I do my number line. The critical number is 3. Okay, higher than 3 is 4. Lower than 3 is 2. Okay, let's see. Is that open or closed? Okay, because it doesn't have an equal sign, it's an open circle. Because I want to shade the values greater than 3, I want to shade towards the 4 because the 4 is greater than 3. Okay, and then that's a good number line. Color the arrow to show that all the values to the right are higher than 3. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go to the next one. If you want to work ahead of me, that's fine. Just check your answers occasionally. Some of you are very good solvers. Okay, so number 2, 7x minus 5 is less than or equal to 23. I'm going to cancel the minus 5 by plussing 5. Do it to the left, do it to the right. Okay, the only thing is I have to keep careful of my order and keep the inequality symbol exactly the same. Okay, I'm going to divide x, keep the symbol the same, 20 divided is 4. Okay, and if I only had to solve, I would be done. Okay, but I'm going to go ahead and graph this because the directions also ask me to graph it. Since the critical number is 4, I'm going to put 4 on the number line. Higher than 4 is 5, lower is 3. I like to see 3 numbers on your number line and I'm happy. Okay, now do I do an open or closed circle? Because it's less than or equal to, the equal to means I'm going to do a closed circle. Okay, it says x is less than or equal to 4. So I want to shade all the values that are less than or equal to 4. So the numbers less than 4 would be 3, 2, 1, and all the numbers to the left. So I'm going to color the arrow to show it everything going to the left. Okay, now I'm going to go to 3. Negative 5 plus 6x is less than 13. Okay, since this is a negative 5, I'm going to add 5. Okay, let me bring down positive 6x. Bring down the inequality exactly the same. 13 plus 5 is 18. Okay, let me divide x less than 3. Okay, that's a perfect solving. Okay, but because I'm doing the number line, I need to make sure 3 is on my number line. Let's see, higher than 3 is 4, lower than 3 is 2. Okay, open or closed. Because there is no equals, it's open because it can't equal to 3. But I do want to shade the x is less than 3. So the numbers that are less than 3 are 2, 1, 0, negative 1. So I'm going to shade to the left towards the 2. Color the arrow to show that there's more values after that. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Okay, let's see. Number 4 is 8 plus 5x is greater or equal to 3. Okay, let me see. That's a positive 8. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract the 8. That's a positive 5x. Keep your inequality the same. Okay, 3 minus 8 is negative 5. Okay, let me divide. Keep the x on the left, keep the symbol the same. Negative 5 divided by 5 is negative 1. Okay, and this is good for solving, but because I'm going to ask you to graph to practice, we're going to graph as well. Okay, so the critical number is negative 1. Okay, to the right of negative 1 is 0. To the left of negative 1 is negative 2. Okay, now, does it equal to negative 1? Yes, so I have to do a closed circle. Okay, and then I want to shade the values that are greater than negative 1. So if I want to be higher than negative 1, I want to go to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So everything to the right. And I'm going to color the arrow to show that I keep going. Okay, let me go to 5. 3x minus 11 is less than or equal to negative 5. Okay, since the x is by itself, I'm going to cancel the minus 11, so I'll add 11. Bring down the 3x, bring down the inequality. Okay, negative 5 plus 11 is going to be positive. 11 minus 5 is 6. Divide, divide, keep the x, the symbol. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Okay, that's good for solving. Now I'm going to graph because it's asking me to. So if this is 2, the number above it is 3, the number below it to the left is 1. Okay, now, does it equal to 2? Yes, x is less than or equal to 2, so I'm going to color in the circle at 2. Okay, and then I want to shade the values of x that are less than 2. Less than is lower than 2, so lower than 2 would be towards the 1, the 0, and all the negatives. Okay, let's see. For this one, 5 plus 2x is greater or equal to negative 11. Since it's a positive 5, I'm going to subtract 5. Okay, I'll bring down the positive 2x, bring down the inequality. Negative 11 and negative 5 is going to be a negative. Since I have 11 negatives and 5 negatives, I add them up and I get negative 16. Negative 16 divided by 2 is 8. So x is greater or equal to negative 8. So my critical number is negative 8. Do be careful on your number line. To the right of negative 8 is negative 7. To the left is negative 9. Okay, it's greater or equal to, so I'm going to do a closed circle at negative 8. Okay, now what's greater than negative 8? Actually, it's negative 7, negative 6, negative 5, negative 4, negative 3, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All those are greater than negative 8, so I'm going to shade that way. Okay, last row. Okay, this one's written backwards. It says 13 is greater than 6x minus 17. I'm going to solve it like normal, but you just have to be really careful. We can't rearrange the inequality or we mess up the value. Okay, so 13 plus 17 is 30. I'm going to bring down the symbol. I'm going to bring down the 6x. Okay, and you cannot switch these unless you're really careful. Okay, since it's 6x, I'm going to divide by 6. 5 greater than x. Okay, if I'm just solving, this is good. And it does need to be in this order, or if you switched it, you had to switch it really carefully. Okay, but I have to make a number line for this. So I need to put the 5. To the right of 5 is 6. To the left is 4. Let's see, open or closed. Does not equal 5, so I have to make it open because 5 can't equal to 5. Okay, now there's a couple ways to think about this. It says I want to shade the values so that 5 is greater than all the values I shade. So 5 is higher than my shaded side. Okay, so that means I'm going to shade towards the 4. If you don't like it in this order, I can switch the order of this because normally the variable comes first. If I want to put the x here and I want to switch it with the 5, I'm allowed to switch the x and the 5, but I also have to switch the symbol in the middle because I can't just switch the end things. I have to switch everything. So if you want to switch it, you can, but you got to switch everything, the symbol too. Okay, so then I'm going to shade lower than 5, which would still be towards the 4. Okay, you don't have to switch it, but you do have to shade it correctly. So figure out which way works best for you. Okay, 8 is also written backwards. If it bothers you, remember you can switch it, but if you switch it, you switch everything, including the inequality sign. I'm going to leave it alone, and then if it's a problem later, I'll switch it. Okay, 5 is less than or equal to negative 7 plus 3x. Okay, the x is isolated, so let me cancel the negative 7. Okay, and I'm not going to mess up the order. That's a positive 3x. 4. Okay, now this is a perfect solution, and I didn't mess up the order. I didn't switch anything around. Okay, this is has an equal, so I'm going to color in the circle. Okay, now if I read this, this is saying 4 is lower than the shaded region. Okay, so if you know how to graph, 4 is lower than the shaded region, would mean I'm shading towards the 5, that's fine. If you want to switch it around, you can. I can switch the x and the 4 if that makes it easier. But remember, if you switch the x and the 4, you have to switch the symbol too. Okay, now it's saying x is greater than or equal to 4, so I'm going to shade the values higher than 4, which is still towards the 5. Okay, you don't have to switch it, but just be careful. Okay, the last one is just to make sure we remember how to solve with the fraction coefficient. So 2/5 x minus 3 is greater than 1. Let's move the 3. 4. Okay, now let's see. I'm going to use the reciprocal. So 2/5, I'll multiply by 5/2. Okay, that cancels the 2 and it cancels the 5. So I'm left with the x and this symbol right here. Remember, if you like to put the 1 at the bottom, you can. If you can do it in your head, that's also fine with me. But if I do it this way, this is 4 times 5 is 20. 1 times 2 is 2. So x is greater than 10. Let me put 10 on my number line, which means this is 11. Lower is 9. Open circle. And I want the shaded region should be greater than 10, or the shaded region should be higher than 10. So towards the 11.